Well, the markets have been crazy the last couple of days. Good day, Elegant Monkeys. How are you today? Um, when there's fear, when there's panic, it's usually time to buy. And there's definitely been a lot of panic going on right now in the crypto markets. Sol is weak. Bitcoin's weak. I've been waiting for this Bitcoin dump for a long time. We had quite a candle over the last 24 hours, but with a big buyback. I kind of thought we were either going to get a real capitulation candle bringing us down to 88,000, 90,000. That was my initial bias for the last, I would say, 10 days. But seeing the data that we do not have a lot of leverage going on, I don't know if we're going to get that strong of a capitulation. I kind of think we're just going to get this slow buy up. This kind of either this rounded base going on here, this blue line, or just even a slow grind up. You know, of course it'll be spiky along the way, but that it just keeps going. It keeps going. And then finally the bull is back and then we pump from there. So I don't really think we're going to get a huge dump at this point. I definitely don't think we're in the bear market. I think we are full on bull. I think 2025 is going to be huge. I am holding, I am buying, I am not dumping. That's for certain. So I thought today would be a good day to look at this video we got over here from Selected Investments. The best altcoins to buy for 2025 based on top influencers. Let's see if we agree on their token picks. This video came out a month ago, so it's pretty relevant. It should be relevant today, and the prices should be better. So let's check this out. By the way, none of this is financial advice. I'm a cartoon monkey.
And the question is, which ones should you be holding and which ones should you be selling? So today we've gathered a list of the top crypto influencers, as well as some of the coins that they either talk about on their channel or that they hold in their personal portfolios. We're going to go through and analyze them and see which of these crypto altcoins and which of these narratives.
What are you guys holding right now? What are you most bullish on? Let me know your bags. I'll check them out. For me, obviously, if it's not obvious, most elegant monkey ever, best meme coin in the game. That's my full conviction. I hold no other memes. It's the only one I'm interested in, honestly. And utility tokens, Constellation DAG, Quant Network
are common across all influencers. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash the like button. I truly appreciate all the love and support. And let's go compare all of these coins. So as you guys are doing your crypto research, and if you're utilizing YouTube, you type in which altcoins to buy now, you're going to see countless videos by a lot of different influencers. We have, top influencers such as Lark Davis with millions of subscribers. We have, Virtual Bacon, we have Alex Becker, we have House of Crypto, we have so many more that I'm not mentioning here. Crypto John, another great channel, and so many people talking about so many different coins. And of course, you can include myself in that, but this channel is definitely not as big as, some of the top crypto influencers out there. Now, hopefully one day, very well to disclose. What I've done here is I've gone through some of the videos that these different crypto influencers have posted. We have Virtual Bacon, who actually posts his entire portfolio, the one that is public at least. We're going to go through that. We're going to look at Brian Jung.
That is something to be aware of. It's just because we're seeing somebody's portfolio doesn't mean it's their real portfolio. It's so easy to have another wallet. Like, always have a little bit of doubt with every crypto influencer or every personality on Twitter. They're just trying to pump their bag. That's it. That's what everyone's trying to do.
We're going to look at Lark Davis, House of Crypto, Miles, as well as Elio Trades. Now, before we get into that, I want to show you guys what people are actually looking for in terms of Google interest. So people like yourselves, like me, who, want to get more crypto information, what are they typing and who are they actually looking at on YouTube or on social media? And of course, I'm just using Google Trends here to get a basic understanding of what's happening in the influencer space, but you can use tools like Social Blade and other tools, that track Twitter followers and so on and so forth. So if we take a look at the comparison of these influencers, and of course, they're going to peak at different times because some people are going to watch one person, then move on to the next person and so on and so forth. So I've put Virtual Bacon, we have Miles, we have House of Crypto, Lark, and Brian Jung. So if we take a look at what's happening recently, if we look at, know, the first week of December when altcoins were actually at their peaks or peak. And Lark Davis, we have Jung is actually another understanding of how these different influencers compared to one another in terms of Google searches over the last few weeks. Now, before we get into the actual projects that these people hold, it's important to note that Bitcoin is going to be king in understanding what's going to happen with altcoins. And if we take a look at Bitcoin's price right now, well, it is sitting around at 93,600, and we just had the close of the previous week's candles. So of course we are still in a corrective wave for Bitcoin right now. As we know, we topped out around 108,000. We went as low as about 15% or so, and right now we're right around a 13% on this dip, and we are unfortunately losing some key levels of support. We have seen this on a weekly chart. You know, these levels have acted as a resistance. We had a top here around at 99,000.
1 month later, we're basically still in the same Bitcoin range. Just chilling in this area, man. It's hard to trade this. This market is eating people up.
600, that was some resistance, and now we are continuing to go down into these levels of support. So if we go on a daily chart, what we can see is we likely have, you know, a little bit more support.
All right, we know what's going on.
Business starts. So if we go ahead and compare what these crypto influencers have either disclosed as holdings or have talked about in their YouTube channels, and I've gone ahead, looked at the most recent videos to get an idea of what they are potentially holding, because there is only really Virtual Bacon that has a public portfolio that people can track for completely free. Now, I'm not sure about the other ones. I have, like I said, looked at those videos and tried to make some assumptions as to what they hold. Some have also made, you know, updated crypto portfolios, but I imagine they may or may not be fully transparent, but let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. And I also want to say that I would recommend following all of these YouTubers, because at the end of the day, the more information you have, the more different opinion portfolio, if I would definitely, you know, be looking at their videos as well. So if we go on to Virtual Bacon, first and foremost, I did not include all of the coins that he has in his portfolio. If you want to track his entire portfolio, this is accessible through his Twitter. He has everything on an Excel spreadsheet here that you can track for yourself, and I'm going to go ahead and leave that in the description below. Here we're mainly looking at
That's cool. He puts his whole portfolio up there. That's pretty cool.
You know, some of the lower caps or mid caps. We're not talking about your large caps like Solana, AVAX, TON. We are looking more at, you know, the coins that people are likely more looking at right now. So if we go on to the list that I've included here, we have AIOZ, we have Cpool, we have Near, Super, Tau, Xborg, Zentry, Say, and Beam. I wanted to
So what do we have? We have some AI, we have some gaming tokens, and L1s. Cpool, I don't know. I have to look up Cpool. What the hell is that?
Include these because these also come up in these other influencers charts. So if we take a look at what Brian Jung is talking about here, I wasn't able to actually find an actual portfolio for him, but if we look at one of his recent videos, what
Cpool is a decentralized credit marketplace. So I've never heard of this before. I'll take a peek into it later. It's on Ethereum, I guess. Is that what we're saying? Yeah, okay.
Appreciate all the love. We are of the doubt. And I also want a YouTube channel. Now, if we go, has been talking about, he's mentioned AIXB.
All right, so what does Brian have? AXBT, Athena, Griffin, Hyperliquid, Simi, Sky, Sui, Virtuals. There's a couple new things on here. I've never heard of Griffin or Athena or Simi or Sky or Ski rather. Sui, okay. Virtuals, okay. Are we gonna like talk about these at all, dude?
Athena,
No?
Griffin, Hyperliquid, Simi, Ski Mask, which is, you know, a meme coin on the base blockchain. He's been in Sui as well as very bullish on Virtuals and Aerodrome alike. So of course, some of the plays here that Virtual Bacon doesn't actually have, but that Brian Jung has and has been talking about on his YouTube channel. Now, if we go on to Lark Davis, he again just recently made a video about his updates to coins that he's most looking forward to in 2025. So he has AI16Z, we have Aptos, Beam, Gunzilla, Near, Red Belly, Say, Sonic, Zentry, and Zero Bro. And of course, this video is not necessarily to go into the details of these projects, but of course,
this is like always be cautious about this shit. Like before, was a couple months when I was trying to get back in the markets, pay attention to what's going on. I did a similar thing like this guy's doing right now, right? I go check out the bigger KOLs. I see what they're talking about, try to get an idea of what's hip or what's hot in the market right now. And I definitely saw Near, and I definitely saw Beam, and people are talking about gaming and the Beam. So I keep seeing the Beam crap, right? And I'm looking at the market. I never bought any yet. Not that I wouldn't, I just haven't yet. But at that time, I mean, if you're just following crypto influencers, just looking for the hype of this stuff, here's the Beam chart on the weekly. Probably when I started here, look, you can see I was drawing over here. So this is probably at the point when I started looking at Beam, because I was seeing influencers talking about it. I guess it was probably right there. I probably stopped looking, otherwise I would have kept drawing. But great, it did well, and all of a sudden now I'm a lower entry than when I started looking at this. So just because people are talking about it doesn't mean it's a great token. And if you're not a trader, if you don't know how to read a chart, you got to be careful about this kind of stuff. Basically, you should probably just buy Bitcoin. You should probably buy Bitcoin, and then you should put some small money in smaller cap coins that could potentially 10x, 50x, 100x, you know? That's my view. All right, let's keep going. See what this guy's got. I'm just be aware of KOLs. You know, that's the thing. I've gotten eaten up so much before and chasing charts before I understood how to read a chart. And I just got screwed by listening to people who I thought knew what they were doing. And maybe they did. Here's an example. So, of course, we're looking at this. All of a sudden, we see Beam 3 times. We see Super twice, at least. Super twice. And then it can be like, oh, okay, so maybe I'll just take the tokens that have the most mentions. Maybe that'll be the good strategy for the buying. But that could also be the Beam's just paying the most people to talk about it, too. So always have caution. I don't mean to pick on Beam either. That's just what keeps getting brought up in here. But an example, you know, whether it's Beam or another one, it's also, these guys tend to watch their own stuff. Every content creator just needs content to put out. So if they see another video on Beam that did well, they can just be like, oh, I'll do my own Beam video. The other one did well, mine will probably do well. So there's always kind of, there's like an inner, like a circle jerk kind of thing going on. People are just looking for content to create. They see something that works before, think that has some hype to it, and they can post about it as well.
All of that data, and it's not an extensive list, and there are some assumptions throughout because I wasn't able to find direct concrete evidence that all of these guys own, of course, these projects, but we can see here that Beam is number one. Every single one of these people are likely to hold Beam, which is a gaming infrastructure. As you know, it's an L1 on the AVAX network, and this is an infrastructure play for gaming, and they've had some very good news recently with $150 million fund with Abu Dhabi to promote crypto gaming. We also have their recently completed node sale, which basically has raised millions of dollars for their node sale, which is going to support their new L1 on AVAX. So all of that is bullish news for Beam. And if we take a look at Beam currently, well, it is sitting right around 2.5 cents at a market cap of $1.3 billion. Over the last month, it's relatively flat. It has been holding support around this 2.5 cent range. So it could come back down to 2 cents if Bitcoin, you know, continues its way down. But ultimately, keep an eye out on Beam as it has rebranded from Merit Circle DAO to Beam over the last year. But of course, back in March, this thing was at 4 cents. It did almost peak at 4 cents yet again just in the beginning of December, and right now it's sitting at 2.5 cents. So all of these crypto influencers have Beam likely in their portfolio, which of course I also do, and I would 100% agree that Beam is a quote-unquote safer play in the gaming industry. Now, if we take a look at these other coins that are also very popular among
Let's look at that chart again.
We have AIOZ, which is also another AI infrastructure play. We have Near, which is an L1 for AI, basically a blockchain for smart contracts as well as artificial intelligence. So both of them do fit well in the AI narrative. And if we take a look at their charts, well, Near on a weekly chart is sitting right around $5.20. It's roughly around $6 billion worth of market cap. There was definitely some support around this $4.50. But right now we are consolidating around $5. So keep an eye out on these levels for Near. And if we take a look at AIOZ, well, we had, a recent peak in the early parts of December. And what have we seen since? Well, we've seen obviously a collapse in the price down about 40%, but now it's with.
Let's look at the Near chart. We were at $5 before, now we're at $3.58. Not looking incredible. But, I mean, everything's down right now. It's hard.
Within this 80-cent mark, which was a previous resistance, could it turn into support? Look for that in the next couple of days, but these are definitely some key levels for AIOZ right now. If Bitcoin breaks down, I would likely expect, AIOZ to come back down, but if Bitcoin is able to hold, maybe we have some support here for AIOZ. So as we can see with this list, it gives you a general idea of what the top crypto influencers hold right now in the crypto space as we are headed towards this altcoin season. There is a lot of bullishness in the space, and these are some of the coins that some of the top crypto influencers either hold or are talking about on their channel. Now, of course, none of this is financial advice. That some of the top crypto.
So, what do you think? Do you hold these tokens? Is this what you're into? Do you like all the gaming and AI space? Is that what you're bullish on? Yeah, I guess so, a little bit. I think for me, this isn't a bad play. Like, I think most people in the markets right now should be looking at like Morad's dumbbell strategy. I think that's how he phrased it. I think it's a good way to think about it. Is basically you have a huge chunk of your portfolio on Bitcoin and you hang there. And then you have another chunk on your bets, on your big bets, your things that you could get huge X's on. Like, I don't want to hold basically top 20 tokens, top 50 tokens, really. Not super interested in that, besides for Bitcoin, of course. I think for me, I'm probably around 40% Bitcoin right now. Maybe like that, maybe 40% Bitcoin. And then the rest of that, the remaining portfolio is split between tokens that I think have huge potential to really get that 100x or 10,000x, So in terms of utility tokens, I like Constellation DAG is my #1 utility token. Quant Network, I think both of those things are extremely underpriced. My biggest bet right now is Most Elegant Monkey Ever, ticker meme. I think that's the best meme coin in the space. And again, I think extraordinarily underpriced at 100K market cap right now. In my mind, this is a minimum $50 million market cap coin. I think it could go even much higher than that. So that's kind of the strategy I'm taking. I hold some VeChain. There's probably some more ADS token. Probably some other smaller tokens that are like the flyers. I tend to like that. I tend to like buying hodl bags and just waiting. I'm fully comfortable with that. And then, of course, but I do have a trading portfolio that I trade. And to me, that's not even worth mentioning because that's in and out, over a few days. And that's not something I'm going to promote unless we're strictly doing a trading video or a trading channel. So let me know what you guys are holding. Let me know if I'm missing something, if you think I'm totally wrong about something. But until next time, stay elegant.